and welcome to the Book Chronicles. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Melanie.
And today we're going over, I'm going over my August TBR, kind of on through October, and also going over what I'm reading through this weekend. And then Melanie will also go through her.
I'm going to give some tech suggestions for Tech Month.
Yes, it is Tech Month.
I'm going to go through what I've read so far this month for August. Tuesday is my birthday, so we've already had so much fun.
Yes, and I don't have some of them here with me, but I'll also go over what I've read this month. I can do that right now for you. Check my Goodreads. And the book that I have completed this month, I completed Sea Witch by Sarah Henning.
And I finished Sea Witch by Sarah Henning.
I completed Hidden Bodies. And I completed a graphic novel, Anya's Ghost. The Takedown, Campfire by Sean Sarles. The Takedown, by Corey Wang. Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosgol. I completed The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. Creep Show. It's the graphic novel by Stephen King. My Plain Jane and My Lady Jane. Into the Water. And Hocus Pocus, the all-new sequel. I think that may have been, some of them may have been on through the last part of last month, but
we had Booktubeathon as well, so some of these were on our Booktubeathon TBR that we finished reading for that.
Now what I'm reading right now, I'm kind of in a graphic novel mood, and I picked this up. It caught my eye for whatever reason. Keep in mind, I'm going to warn you, this is not for kids. There is explicit content. I wanted to try a horror manga. And I have a Bitsu. Hopefully you guys can see that. Now this is a horror manga. So, and of course anybody that knows Japanese horror knows it's a lot more, I guess, graphic and maybe sadistic is the right word, but I'm about halfway through. It does have a parental advisory warning on it, so just keep in mind, don't pick this up for the little kiddos.
Yeah, and it isn't for the faint of heart. If you're not a big horror fan or into the horror genre, you may not enjoy it.
And I am rereading Children of Blood and Bone because I just love this book so much and I'm obsessed with it.
And the movie's going to be coming out sometime this year.
And it's by Tomi Adeyemi. I got my little I don't want to block the author's name, but it's by Tomi Adeyemi, and I'm about 180 pages in, but I just felt like rereading it because it's just that good. And I'm reading this weekend I'm reading these. I got these for Mel, but I wanted to read them. Almost done with the first one, but I'm reading Mouse. This is the first one, Mouse. Now it is about the Holocaust, so please don't be offended by the
swastika.
Yes. It is a Holocaust graphic novel.
Except they changed the individuals into the Jews are mice, the
Germans are cats,
and the SS officers are pigs. But it's a true story, she said. The author actually took down some
Art Spiegelman.
He took down some notes from his father's experience at the Holocaust, so that is a very important book to read, just like Persepolis was important to read.
So I'm reading those. So that's what I'm currently reading through right now. But this is some books I want to get to. I've been really eyeing them, and I really, really want to get to them. So you could say this is a little TBR I set up for myself. I want to get to Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. It's about, I'm kind of getting I don't know a whole lot about it, Theodosia was 6 when her country was invaded and her mother, the Fire Queen, was murdered before her eyes. On the day the Kaiser took Theodosia's family, her land, and her name, Thea was crowned Ash Princess, a title of shame to wear in her new life as a prisoner. So I'm really excited to get to this. I think it'll be a pretty amazing read. And then I want to get to Circe by Madeline Miller. And I also want to get to Fatal Throne by the Wives of Henry VIII Tell All. I don't even see the author's name on here. But anyway, it's about the wives of Henry VIII. And then I want to get to The Queens of Innislear, and that's by Tessa Groton. Blood Will Have Blood. So I'm really excited to get into this. And then I'm going to pick up Sky in the Deep. And this is by Adrienne Young. Really excited about it. Then I want to get to Tempest and Slaughter by Tamara Pierce. I believe I saw the live show, the Book Explosion. This was the Book Explosion Book of the Month for Jussie, Paul and Bananas, and Caddy Tastic. They read this, and I believe Caddy Tastic said it's pronounced Tamara Pierce. I may be wrong, but Tempest and Slaughter. And then the last book I want to get to is Fury Born by Claire Legrand. I'm really excited. I'm really behind in my reading my new releases, and I really want to get to them. But anyway, that's what I got planned. I'll let Melanie go.
This book I have been anticipating for the entire year, and when it finally came out at the beginning of this month, I was so excited, and I've already read the book. It was suggested by Emma Books, from Emma over at Emma Books. That's her channel. And the book is called Heretics Anonymous. It's by Katie Henry. It's a kind of a take on the Dead Poets Society in the sense that they reject the status quo. There's Michael Osmond, who is an atheist, and he's also the narrator. There is Lucy, who is Catholic and wants to be a priest, which you know, in Catholicism, women are not allowed to be priests. And there's Avi, who is Jewish and gay, and there's Eden, who is a Celtic Reconstructionist polytheist, and Max, who is a Unitarian. So they have these different religious beliefs. However, they attend this Catholic school, St. Clair's Catholic School, and they want to reject the status quo by creating this club called Heretics Anonymous. A heretic is someone who has a belief, but it's not the same as others. So it's,
and you hear that term a lot in the fantasy books.
So it's rejecting the status quo in the sense that Dead Poets Society did as well. So they did their own things as far as trying to set things straight within the Catholic school to make life better for all who attend, no matter what their belief. And it is very heartwarming, beautiful, and there are some funny parts. It really is a good book and very interesting, so I enjoyed that. I just finished Dear Martin by Nick Stone. It's about this guy, Justice McAllister, who is trying to make sense of things that are happening in his life. He was arrested by a police officer. He's had things happen to him because he is African American, just tragedy, different things have happened in his life, and he wants to make sense of all of it, and he wants to be like Martin. And he's finding it hard in the 21st century to live like Martin, and trying to figure out what would Martin do in certain situations for him to become a better man. He wants to attend an Ivy League school. He's extremely intelligent, So it goes into his life.
Really successful.
Well, he wants to go to he's an extremely intelligent young man. And it's about breaking barriers, setting yourself up high no matter what your limits, and trying to do right. And in the process, he does the Martin experience, where he tries to write these letters to Dr. Martin Luther King. So that was very beautiful. And right now I'm in the midst of reading The Miseducation of Cameron Post, which is a very good book so far. It's by Emily Danforth, which it is an Own Voices novel because she is herself right on, which I appreciated. It takes place in Montana, and it's about a young girl who has tragedy strike. In the first chapter, you find out that her parents are killed in a violent car accident coming back from a trip to the lake, and that they go to every year. She ends up finding her first love right during this trip before the accident occurs. While they're on this trip, she finds her first love, and she meets another girl who changes her life. And in the midst of all this, her aunt, who is very religious, sends her to church and everything, which is a good thing. However, she is not happy with her homosexuality. She finds out, unbeknownst to Cameron, that her Aunt Ruth finds out that she is gay. And her Aunt Ruth doesn't approve of this, so she sends her off to a conversion camp.
Oh, wow.
So there is a movie coming out about this book, and I'm very upset because the movie is out and I can't find it in any of the cities near me. And like the nearest place to see this movie is like 5 hours away. But the book is amazing. It is Own Voices, as the author is herself gay. So I really appreciated that. Also, I have some book suggestions for Tech Month. We have Dave Eggers, The Circle by Dave Eggers. And this is a tech book where this young lady goes to a tech company. There is a movie about this book, but the book and the audiobook are a lot better than the movie, from what I've told. And I liked the movie, but some people didn't like the movie and they loved the book. So sometimes that does happen.
Sorry about that.
Also, we have Sophia of Silicon Valley. I have read this book. It is an adult literature book. It was suggested by Josh from Squiggles Reads. It is by Anna Yin. This takes you through the life of Sophia, a 20-year-old young lady who is trying to navigate her way through Silicon Valley. If you don't know what Silicon Valley is, it is a row of tech. They have Facebook, Google, Twitter, YouTube,
Basically all the social media.
all the tech. And she ends up, it kind of is an Own Voices novel because the author at one point in time worked with Steve Jobs in Silicon Valley at Pixar, which later became Disney Pixar. So she's changed the names of the individuals, but one of the individuals in there is Steve Jobs. She goes through the life of what it's like to try to maneuver her way through Silicon Valley and the occurrences there and the struggles she's had in the life. And it is also by an Asian American author, which is, I find, wonderful. So if you're looking for a good tech book about Silicon Valley and how to learn about business and make your way in the world, if you want to go into the tech industry, this is a good book. Actually, the Pixar character Edna Mode was created for Anna Young, so that is really neat. Then I have Nerve, which is about a video game. It's another tech book. Then we have Warcross by Marie Lou.
Marie Lou. Player, Hunter, Hacker, Pawn. Now let me just show you these books. A lot of tech read recommendations this month.
Also Clicked.
And this is by Tamara Ireland
Ireland Stone. So this is going to be a good book that I've waited forever to read, and I am so excited to get my hands on this book and read it for this month. So our Butterfly Book Club Book of the Month. Do you have that book? Will you go get it real quick? It is the Butterfly. We'll tell you about the Butterfly Book Club Book of the Month in a second. But also a book that came out in theaters recently that I am going to read and hopefully get to see in the theaters for my birthday. The movie comes out this Wednesday, I believe, and that is Crazy Rich Asians. It's about a young lady who lives in New York, falls in love with this gentleman, and he is from Singapore, so he wants to marry her, so he sends her to Singapore. They go to Singapore because he wants her to meet his family before they get married, because he really loves this lady. However, when he goes to Singapore, he not only finds out that he is crazy rich, but he finds out he has so much money, and all of these women in Singapore are wanting to date him. So there's backstabbing, she's got a target on her back, and I mean, it's kind of like maybe 50 Shades of Grey without the hardcore stuff. I mean, because rich guy, but she doesn't know he's rich. And then he takes her to meet his family, and she finds out this, and all these girls are like, oh, you get away, and there's a lot of girl-on-girl hate.
And this is the movie tie.
And this is the original book.
And she's got the original because she just absolutely loves it.
And for the Butterfly Book Club Book of the Month, we have
Ready Player One by Ernest Cline.
This is about a guy who goes into the gaming world. So I don't know much about it.
This is also on my TBR because, of course, it's the Butterfly Book Club.
It's for our book club.
Book of the Month, but that's what we have decided to do this month is Ready Player One.
And Disney Hyperion sent out, released this book by Gretchen McNeil. I haven't read anything about